Emmanuel Chemanting is a member of parliament for Ayawaso West Wagon. He's in the studio. A very good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, Roland.
Okay. And then also we have George Lowe. George Lowe is a member of parliament for North Dying. Now, let's start with the discussion.
Did you say a good morning to him?
Oh, good morning, sir.
Good morning, Roland.
I'd said good morning, not on set before, so I think that was playing on my mind. I'm sorry for that.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm just being mischievous.
Yeah, sure. We're like mischief sometimes, it helps. Now, let's look at, I don't know whether it's the most topical story currently about three ex-security officials, so to speak, from South Africa who were brought in by a private security firm to undertake some training on crowd control and crowd management for some key people within the MPP, especially for the current electioneering. And then hell broke loose as of yesterday morning when the story was published widely by the Daily Graphic and a number of some newspapers, which purportedly seem to have indicated that the MPP had brought in mercenaries, so to speak, in quotes. And these mercenaries were being trained, apart from the other issues of crowd control, in weapons handling, etc. And we know subsequently the MPP has come in to deny this, of course. But we've also had some other commentary from security experts and others on the subject. I have to start with you, since especially it's a subject we know the party has said the government of the day wants to take some twists and turns on for his own political achievement, so to speak.
Thank you for having me on this platform, and let me say a good morning to viewers, most especially to my constituents. And I thank them for the honor done me. Roland, you see, I think that we live in a world that has a clear and present danger.
Like Tom Clancy's?
Look at what happened in Brussels yesterday. 2 days, and I say this, Belgium, Europe, is a well-structured country. I want to believe that their security agencies are absolutely non-political, no political biases. Even in an advanced democracy with what I want to believe, an extremely well-structured intelligence agency. 2 days after they announced that they have apprehended the masterminds of the Paris raid, 2 days after, these terrorists will brazenly attack 2 vital installations in Brussels. Brazen. So the indication is that there is a clear and present danger.
Imminent.
Look, last week, 2 weeks ago, they have come from Bamako through to Ouagadougou. They have hit the Côte d'Ivoire. And today we are hearing that all the embassies are giving travel advisories to their citizens, be wary of coming to Ghana. I want to believe that the work of the security agencies is clearly cut out for them. I have no doubt in my mind that this is just a red herring thrown out by some fringe element of that agency. And it happens all the time. I want to believe that it is also because sometimes all of us as politicians over-politicize our security agencies. When it is our turn, we will sack everybody because they were employed by the previous government and employ our own people. And sometimes they are overzealous. I would state without equivocation that this is not the first time. In 2000, same thing happened. Some three or four Italians were apprehended, and there was so much noise made about it.
So you're saying it's happened before?
It is a red herring. to state that, you see, when President Obama visited us, I want to rehash, that look, let us learn to build institutions devoid of all these political machinations, because it does not help. I have been a victim of it before. After we lost power, before, I was reporting to B.N.I. After that, after 2 years, then I had to go to Yoko. Look, before me, I was the auditee. Is that how you say it? The auditor and the auditee. Before even I would have the queries, it was newspaper headlines. When I was not privy to what the Auditor General was asking me, it was banner headlines in newspapers. All of it was just mischief.
For which ideally you needed to have had some level of information. So what are you driving at?
I'm saying that
So what are you driving at?
The point I am driving at is that, you see, it does not help the credibility and the integrity of the state security agencies if these things happen. I have no difficulty.
So you're saying they were making a meal out of nothing?
Yes, I have no difficulty. And it is part of their responsibility.
But we have 2 personnel or 3 personnel who have been brought from South Africa to do training.
I am just getting to that. I have no difficulty with what they have to do. But you see, the screaming headlines that came up yesterday, does it really and truly reflect what it is?
You think it was frightening?
That MPP has brought mercenaries. Where are they? Who are the mercenaries? My information now is that even 4 years ago, the same group were here to do the same kind of training. So what is it? They must do their work, yes. If they think that something presents a threat to our national security, they must be better informed than me. They can go ahead and do it. But look, this politicization, this diversion, at the end of the day, I only take it as diversionary. There are current problems in this country. Doomsday is staring in our faces again. So somebody must find a distraction. And I think that this is the soft underbelly, this is the low-hanging fruit. And that is what people are picking. At the end of the day, I would say that let them do the investigations. And I mean, I don't have any security training. I've never really done anything before. But you see, you think that if there are issues and you begin to make so much noise about it, if they are tracks, you think people will not even cover the tracks. I haven't gone to school before. I have no training. But I state again that I think that we must depoliticize our state security systems.
George, is there a situation where we're not dealing with what the issues should be, or perhaps not trying to be very much apolitical about what the issue should be, or making a meal out of really nothing?
Roland, it's now my turn to say good morning to you.
Morning.
And let me say good morning to all our cherished viewers.
Morning.
And let me say good luck to all the students writing their WASI.
WASI.
Yes.
Oh, have they started?
Yes, with the oral sentence that
Okay.
are going on. So, and all that. And of course, to my good people of North Dine, good morning. You see, I have a very different approach. First and foremost, I agree entirely with my brother that yes, there's a clear and imminent danger to all of us in the world. That the things that are happening close to us give us discomfort. It is for that reason, Roland, that when your security agencies smell something small, irrespective of how irrelevant, they must investigate. Roland, if your security apparatus, your national security apparatus, gets wind of the fact that some foreigners are training some people in a hotel, first and foremost, they don't know what is happening.
Or just crowd control at all?
I am saying that they don't know what is happening, but they have hints. And from what we are hearing, they were even prevented from going into the hotel. They had to force themselves in. to apprehend the people. When they did so, some way, somehow, maybe because of the nature of it or because of the way the give and take happened and things like that, some section of the media got wind of it.
Oh, come on.
Okay?
You think this was not leaked by the B.N.I? And
well, you have no evidence.
In the States?
You have no evidence.
I'm speculating.
No, you cannot speculate that easily. And then they gave a briefing to what information they have at the time to the newspapers. Roland, you see, if the national security apparatus indeed wanted to do what? To politicize this thing, this is not the way they would have gone about it. Why? They would have arrested Captain Koda immediately. They would have even arrested Nana Akufo-Addo himself. Or you think that's not possible? Because the people said that it was the NPP that brought them.
Well, listen. If we were in Uganda, it could have happened, but not Uganda.
I'm saying that it's not different. If the security apparatus were out there to politicize this matter, Nana Akufo-Addo would not be working free.
Why?
Many of the NPP stalwarts, because their names have been mentioned as people who have knowledge of the people coming, and they haven't denied it. They've issued a statement that says that we brought them in, okay, and that they came to do A, B, C, D. But the security apparatus, in the interest of the people of Ghana, have a right to know exactly what they are here for. Because they didn't come to the right channel. They came here on a visa. But Roland, if you are a pharmacist, like my brother is, and you want to come and practice your trade in Ghana, you get a certain license or permission from the pharmacy, I'm sure the pharmacy council. If you are a medical doctor, you get a license. If you are a lawyer, you actually go through training before you are even allowed to practice. They say they are consultants in the security field. So why did they not come here, report to the appropriate quarters, get the appropriate...
should have been the case.
Yes, of course. Why? Do you just get up and... You don't do that.
But let's look at the scenario.
I am saying that...
They are doing this through an established or a registered security company. And just like any other agency, they bring foreigners for consultancy services or for training. It's not different from, let's say, an ad agency. And I know beyond you being a legal practitioner, I've known you for a lot of years, so I know that you could have people coming for training. You don't necessarily have to go and have some level of licenses all the time.
Have you ever heard of the thing they call work permit?
Sure, I have.
Did they have? Have they reported to the immigration?
Well, for all
you see, the laws are there. So, and I'm saying that if you're a medical doctor, you are not just flown in without the knowledge of the appropriate institutions to come and work, because you could be a quack.
It's not true.
You understand? I remember that we brought in eye specialists from Israel and other places on a Lions Club mission. And we were going to meet the minister, the then minister for health. I think Commodore Steve Obimpe at the time. Or if not, no. I think it was post-2000, so it wasn't Commodore. It was, I think, Anani. Yes, Richard Anani. Kenanku, who was a PRO then, challenged us. He says, these people, have they registered? Have they been to this place? Have they been? So it is not new, what I'm talking about. But I'm saying that, you see, the national security apparatus would want to interrogate people and find out exactly what the motives are. Once they are satisfied that they are not dangerous, they'll leave. The South African High Commission has requested to meet them and check out their backgrounds. So why are people worried? Why are people jumping about? In actual fact, it is in the interest of this nation that we do all these things. The national security has a duty to protect life and property in this country by law, by the Constitution. So nobody can convince me that something has been politicized. A political party's name has been mentioned.
Well, they've not denied it.
They haven't denied it. So what is the problem? So who is politicizing what?
Well,
did they say they were here? Listen, did they say they were here on their own volition?
For the fact that they've come out boldly to say that, yeah, we brought them in.
Yes, Roland.
Even it doesn't even give you any clue that they had nothing untoward.
Roland, do we
to
say
whatever peace and security that we intended to keep for our country?
So do we say for sure that no investigation should go on? Is that what you are asking? Or is that what the NPP is saying?
Okay. Before I go to
a last one,
for all the screaming headlines we had yesterday,
Yeah,
especially from the Daily Graphic, and we know the Daily Graphic is not a meaner paper, so it just doesn't put in a newspaper because they meet as a caucus, they take decisions. It's a serious paper. They go to press and then they decide to come out the way they do. And then for our other headlines that we had, couldn't we have better managed this than putting it in the papers? Whether the journalist got the wind of it or the information was leaked or whatever.
Roland.
Because knowing that it's got to do with the biggest opposition party, and so we have to be circumspect in dealing with it.
Roland, how are these things done? Don't forget that the graphic was quoting sources on the B.N.I.
Yes, they were.
Yes. So what is your worry about it? Do the people of Ghana have the right to know that these people have been arrested and we are investigating to see what has been said, and that this is what they've told us? Is that not the normal news channels? Is that not the normal way we communicate to the people? So I think that if there is anybody creating a storm in the teacup, it is the NPP.
Okay.
Because the national security are doing their normal job.
Just normal job, you
That
say.
is their normal job. They are not doing anything untoward. That's their normal job.
Mr. Jacob,
Everywhere in the world, that is how they would have handled
Mr.
it.
Jacob,
I think that
you know Dr. Kwesi.
Yeah.
Okay,
I don't know him. I don't know.
You've heard him. You've heard about him. You read and hear him on
But
radio and TV. Okay, he was speaking on an Accra radio station. I think I don't know. I'll mention the name Star FM, and he said the response and defense of the MPP is ridiculous. He's quoted, and then he also said. It says the long-term effects of using private security forces by political parties could be dire. He continues, either by South African law or the legislative instruments governing privatization of security in Ghana, there's no locus for that line of argument. When you form your own quasi-military and you win power, how do you demobilize them, or do you automatically absorb them into the former security structures?
Let me respond first and foremost to what my very good friend George talks about. I do not believe for a moment that in my submission I have said I have denied the state security apparatus their right to do their work. I don't think that I have even alluded to it. Indeed, that is what they are paid for to do. And indeed, I am happy that they will be able to pick the scent of the game several kilometers away. It is important. But you see, I have a little understanding of risk and risk management. Sometimes it is not the risk, but it is the risk communication.
Do you think this was risk communication?
I think they did such a poor job with it.
Really?
And this is why I think that there were political
elements influencing
it. I have no difficulty that they should do their work, but I am stating without any without equivocation that it was packaged and placed just to make my party, the NPP, look bad. I was on radio yesterday. I heard what the NDC communicators were saying. You see, there is an overt attempt out there to paint us as patapa. How do you say it in
rowdy?
Yeah, and just set out to cause trouble. There is a deliberate
that you're a bunch of rowdy rowdies.
There is a deliberate and a desperate attempt to paint Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo as a troublemaker. Deliberate. It shows severally.
Okay.
You see,
now
what I'm saying.
Now, response to Dr. Enin.
What I'm saying is that it does not help the situation. Dr.
Kwesi Enin.
I told you, I haven't gone to school before. He's the
he works
quote unquote
with the Kofi Annan International Peace Secretary.
So what is he saying? My view is that.
Such you have no excuse.
I say my view is that if anybody has broken the law, there is a due process. The national security apparatus is investigating now. If they build up a dossier, let them place the matter before a court of competent jurisdiction.
That is, if any wrongdoing has been done.
I said, if they build a dossier and they think that there is evidence enough to go to court,
I think that's
the name of the game is evidence.
But that's legitimate.
Let them go to court. Don't paint the man black before he goes to court and he's acquitted and discharged.
But let me run this by you.
Yeah.
Do you think it is the ideal thing to do?
Very well.
No. Knowing that you're the biggest opposition party.
Yes.
You've been in power before. You could be the alternative to the ruling government.
Yes.
And you bring in 3 foreigners who are security experts. In these times when around us in the sub-region, it's not so good. Internally, it's not so good. Globally, it's not so good. To come and do that type of training, even if it's just crowd control.
Yes. But Roland, it is, in fact, it is even because of that. When the situation
that's why you need to bring foreigners.
When the situation, but if you find the expertise here, who would want to pay money to bring somebody else?
So we don't have the experts. Is that what you're saying?
Well, it is. But government brings experts every day. Are you saying that?
But you're not government.
Be that as it may, even he says that his private club brings eye specialists, ophthalmologists. Are they not ophthalmologists?
But he said that they go through some.
I want to disagree with him, but I don't think that we have all the time to do this. Maybe he's a lawyer. Lawyers bring people to consult for them. Do they go? They come 2 or 3 days. Do they go for work permit? We can interrogate all of this, but I don't think that this is an appropriate platform to do this. Okay, I disagree with him essentially on some of the things. But what I am saying is that to buttress your point, in these days where the danger is clear and present, where it is internal and external, then I think that it confirms the need to protect.
So why didn't you inform the authorities then?
Inform about what?
That we're bringing 3 ex-police or security people from South Africa. They're coming.
Did they land at an unknown beach and they were taking?
No, they went through the Kotika International.
Yeah, they took a visa and said they were taking a business visa.
Yes, but the business was not to be security consultants.
What are they? What is it in their passports? What are they? When my passport as a pharmacist, I take a business visa to go somewhere. I cannot go and do architecture. I can only go and do pharmacy. You understand me? So look, you are asking about the ideal situation. I want to believe that the ideal situation 59 years after independence was that we must come to a point where we will consider the leader of the opposition as an important figure, as a VIP, and give the full protection that probably not on the same level with the president, but on almost
equal footing.
And I choose my words advisedly.
But I think you're right.
I choose my words advisedly.
But I think you're right.
Nobody compares to the president. But it is important for us. Maybe this must be a wake-up call for us. Look, recently in Ohio, Vandalia. Look at what happened with Trump. It was not Trump's security people, but it was the Secret Service that scrambled to take the man away. He is not even the nominee for the Republican Party, but the system deems him as a potential.
So they take their business seriously.
They take their business serious.
Okay, George.
And I want to believe that if we had an arrangement that was acceptable and agreeable, okay, then all of these things will not be necessary.
George, let's wrap up on this.
Yeah, my information.
You go to Brazil.
Yes.
Before Brazil, we know that there's an ongoing issue. Tapes have been tendered in evidence, etc. Before then, we've had Watergate and all. Secret recordings by the Secret Service, okay, of people in government doing things, even to the level of the presidency. Why can't we have institutions independent enough So the next time there's an election, we can say that you can have a secret service in our country that can protect the opposition
They call it
leaders.
VIPPU.
So to avoid all these of bringing neutral people, because I think the intention was to bring neutral people
you see,
who are not compromised in any way.
The whole point is this.
Because you don't trust the police, you don't trust the B.N.I.
The whole point is this. I have information. I stand to be corrected, but the information I have is that indeed, maybe we do it a little late down the line, but anytime there's a general election, up to the general election, maybe 6 months, 4 months to the national election, they provide, national security provides that kind of protection for all presidential candidates. So it's not something that we don't do at all. Maybe we don't do it early enough. But, you know, I am amazed at something. I'm amazed that all of us think that our national security apparatus cannot be trusted. And I don't see where that is derived from. That idea is derived from. You see,
maybe from our history.
He's talking about NDC communicators, lambasting Nanado and all that.
Taking advantage of this.
Why?
Making a meal out of it.
I am saying that when
calling him,
yes,
referring to all die be die and all that.
Does any of them work at the national security apparatus?
You mean your
communicators?
Respectfully, George.
Your communicators.
Yesterday, I was on a platform with one of your deputy communication officers, and he stated emphatically that we have the information.
Listen.
Hey,
which platform is that?
Listen.
On a media.
Listen. As for somebody coming to say we have the information, that is what he is saying. But I'm saying that we should also understand that our institutions are professional enough. They are one of the best. In recent times, we have apprehended high-profile international fugitives. It tells you that they have capacity, they have capability. What I'm saying is that what the NDC says does not mean that it's the B.N.I. that is saying it.
Okay.
Or the National Security Outfit that is saying it. NDC has a right. When Nanado's name has been mentioned in relation to these things, the investigations are going on. But they have a right to take a decision, to decide that, look, hey, if this is what the people are saying,
to politic with it.
Yes, the NPP would have done it.
Okay.
So let's not pretend.
But
the NDC has a right. They will continue to have a right. Just as the NPP has a right, they will continue to have a right. But what at the end of the day? He gives the Italian issue in 2000. Why, after they found out that there were really maybe no threat, wasn't the matter left off? Wasn't the matter left off? National security.
But these people could be no
I am saying yes. So national security.
They are only providing training.
National security, after they are satisfied beyond reasonable doubt that those people are no threat to them, they will let them go. Okay. But it doesn't stop you, me, and anybody to think that, hey, are you sure these people really came to do this? It's allowed. He has made a lot of conjecturing here. I can do so. Same. So I don't see where. All I want to establish is that, look, let's allow the B.N.I. to do their work. But as for what we think the issues are, from what we read in the media and other things, we have a right to interpret it. I asked him a question.
Do you think it was a wise decision for the MPP to bring the people in? I mean, if it was your party in opposition, would it have been right? Would you have defended it also?
Well, you see, I don't know. I'm not a member of the MPP. I don't know what they have seen or what how they arrive at their decisions. Okay? Maybe they were guided by certain things that we don't know about. So it would be unfair for me to judge them on that score. Okay. Because, I mean, maybe they are talking about crowd control and Nanado has become so popular, so much.
But indeed he is popular.
Please.
You just have to look at the pictures when it goes wrong.
Nanado has been popular from
2008.
time memorial. No. From Kumi Preku days. He has been popular. We've always known Nana Akufo-Addo as secondary school children and as university graduate. We knew Nana Addo. He's been popular. How further popular can he be? In 2012, I'm sure Nana Addo was at his best in terms of political popularity.
Well, he
could
be beyond best.
Roland, let's not kid ourselves. I'm saying that in 2012, Nana Addo cannot be more popular than he was in 2012. Well, so
that's relative.
Oh, please, I'm telling you.
You just have to go look at the pictures. Do you have some of the pictures of Nana Addo going to some of the places? My director, Fred, if you have it, if you can pull it up, that would be a good coup.
For me, nothing different has happened. But like
so there was no need for this.
But like I say, I am not looking through the lines. The MPP is doing their own in-house thing. If that is what they think was right for them to do at this stage, so be it. But I am saying, and I remain.
We should leave the security services to
Let the
handle.
security people do their work. And national security, if you smell even somebody's soup and it smells like a security risk, go for it. We want to be safe in this country. And I'm saying that for me, why I believe they haven't politicized this matter is that if I were national security coordinator as it here, and I hear that NPP brought me, Nana don't mean I would have arrested him. I would have arrested anybody's name that so that I have a full fact.
Well, thank God that you're not.
Yes,
You're
the
not.
fact that they haven't even done it should tell you that
Judge,
they
okay.
know exactly what
Judge,
they are.
I think you're also making a meal out of this.
Well, no, of course.
President John Dramani
why not?
Mahama has
Doesn't
condemned attacks in the Belgian capital, Brussels, describing it as cowardly attack on innocent lives. And the president, in a tweet, called on Ghanaians to stand resolute in solidarity with the Belgians following this act of terror. Suicide bombing in Brussels, another cowardly attack on innocent lives. And the twin blasts hit Saventem.
The airport.
Okay, is that the name?
Yeah.
This